Hello and welcome to another edition of Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah. I am joined by, I always say amazing, but let me tell you, it just seems like it gets better from here. One guest, then it gets to another, and you wait. When I tell you who he is, you know he's a definition of amazing. But as usual, before we go and meet my guests, I want to go. Hello and welcome back. Today, I am actually very fortunate. This is one of those that you run into. I've been a fan for a long time. We watch his videos and we're amazed. He has like 411,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. He's a YouTube phenom. And guess what? He is young. Please help me welcome Wode Maya. Wode.
Yeah.
They say we don't shake hands
exactly,
anymore. So,
exactly.
Look, your story should be told many, many, many times.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Not only are you my youngest ever guest on Diaspora Weekly, for the time in a short time span, you've done some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
How did it all start?
I would say that it's all boils down to hard work and knowing what you're going in for. Because I was born in a village, okay? I was born in a village in Takrady, Ahinkofi. I don't normally say Ahinkofi to the world.
A village in Takrady?
A village in
Takrady?
No, a village in Takrady.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
not saying
Takrady.
No, I'm not saying Takrady is a village. You guys know that I love that city, but it's a village outskirts of Takrady.
Okay.
All right. I was born there, and I've never been anywhere.
Okay.
Like I was just literally living there. I lived all my life in Takrady.
Okay.
Until I had the chance to go abroad.
Wow.
Even it was a chance that my daddy wanted to block it by telling me, you know what? I was not the youngest, but I look so young. Like I'm the third born, but I look so young. And my dad is like, no, you're so smallish to travel. Already my senior brother was abroad. My second senior brother is also in KNUST. I completed Bompe and I had KNUST and UMAT because I applied both of them. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to stay in Ghana. I don't want to school in Ghana. I really want to get out. And my dad is like, no, you have to go to Tech. So I applied a scholarship in the UK, University of Greenwich, and I got a scholarship. But it was half scholarship. And half scholarship,
you got to pay the rest.
£3,000. And that's a lot of money for my dad pay until that you got to go to UK to pay that amount of money. So he was like, you're not going anywhere. I still tried, but they refused me because my dad was not ready to give me that, bank statement. Then I was still determined to leave the country.
Wow. And so why did you have to leave so badly?
The brother that I followed, he was the first guy to enter university. So which means the senior brother was not in the university. So when this guy got Kwame Nkrumah University, I felt like he was like a new god to the family. Like everybody was like, yo, everybody was worshiping him and all that. So I had a conversation with my senior brother.
Which one?
The eldest, He was actually crying, but crying to me alone. You understand? Crying.
Is that the one that was in abroad?
The one in abroad right now, the one in Germany right now. He was literally crying, knowing that right now my parents don't respect him anymore because it's not like, let me put it this way. It's not like not respected, but you graduated from high school and you're not in the university, but the one that follows you. And like living in a village, everybody want to see their kids going to school and coming back, and you are still there.
Yeah.
You see, so it was something like all the love were kind of connected to the one that
was at Tech.
Exactly.
Right.
So I felt like, no, why do I have to go and join him there? Even if I go there, that love will not be the same. He has already gotten the
But
attention.
if you travel in your family had already been poo-pooed on because your
Exactly.
brother that was in Germany, he
Yeah.
said he wasn't respected.
No. He was in, like, the time I was talking to him, he was in Ghana.
Okay. At the time that
The
you were
time that I
talking
was talking to him, he was in Ghana.
Okay.
And my brother, the one,
that followed him.
yeah.
Okay.
So when this guy went to Tech, he also started like doing application and all that, and then he traveled.
Okay.
You see, and then when he traveled, I think the respect was becoming balanced.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I also have to leave.
But we see what you told me. You didn't want to follow footsteps because one of the reasons that you didn't want to go to university is somebody's already done that. But
Exactly.
your brother has already also.
No, my brother left, but it was not like he graduated from school and then
Okay.
he got there. He has to pass through so many channels. He even had to win American lottery, and at the end of the day, he couldn't go to America. You know, you have to pass through so many channels. But me, I graduated from school, I got to school, and I left. So it was just 1 year interval. I never stayed home.
Okay.
Like I graduated from high school, and I want to stay because people graduate from high school and stay home for so long. But for me, that instance, after I graduated, I got my result, I wanted to leave.
So what drives you? Well, I mean, what's your driver?
Drives me as in what I do.
To do.
It's just the people.
Which people?
The people that watch me.
Okay.
You understand? Those are the people that inspires me to do more of what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing, I'll tell you that it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of resources, but I don't want to give up because the people over there are ready to support what I'm doing. And the message is, reaching a lot of people. People are actually coming to Africa. I would say that I've seen so many people visiting Africa for the first time because of my videos, and you don't expect me to give up on something like this.
Right.
Yeah.
So when people watch your videos on YouTube,
Yeah.
You go back and you read some of the comments.
Exactly.
Right? What are some of the comments that have hit you the most?
That was when I saw a doctor who has never been to Africa. Yeah. And then he just wrote a comment and told me that because of you, like literally I went to 5 countries in Africa. And I was actually sharing every single step. Like if I sleep in this hotel, I'll tell you that I slept in this hotel. And this man who have never been to any country in Africa wrote a whole comment on how he was following a young guy like me, my footsteps, sleeping in exactly the same hotel that I slept, to all the 5 countries before he went back to America. So when
so he basically followed you. He's a doctor in America.
He's
and
in
he
Texas.
saw your videos.
He saw my videos.
Is he African or South African?
He's an African American.
Okay. And so he saw your videos.
Exactly.
Said, which countries were those?
I went to Ethiopia. From Ethiopia to Rwanda, from Rwanda to Tanzania, Tanzania to Uganda, and then Kenya.
Okay.
And this guy did exactly the same thing,
the same hotels that you slept.
I didn't even believe it until he came to my Instagram and started sending me all the pictures. Even I was on the Lake Kivu. If you go to Rwanda, they have a lake called Lake Kivu. This guy actually also went there. He went there and said, you know what am I did this, and I've also done it.
Wow. That is very inspiring.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of such messages, and that what keeps me moving. Because if a young guy like me, if I can inspire people to even visit the continent, invest in the continent, live in here, school in here, that's something amazing, and you don't expect me to give up.
There's something called bravery, okay? When I was leaving Ghana, I think I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
You left Ghana when you were what? How old?
I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
And you just got up and decided you're leaving.
And then when I go to China for the first time, I got lost.
How do you get lost going to China? Did you end up in...
So like the first day that I landed in China, okay, let me tell you this. When I go to Dubai, I use like Dubai to China. So when I go to Dubai, all of them refused to check me in. Because they looked at me and I was like, where are your parents? Where are your mom and dad? You know? Why are you here? You know? So they had to detain me.
Really?
Yeah,
In
man.
Dubai?
In Dubai, they had to talk to my parent. Are you sure you guys left? And then they checked my passport because, like I said, when I was even right now, I look like if you
Yeah.
see my
When you at the time, I can only
man,
imagine.
my goodness. So these people are like, no, where are your parents? You can't, we're not gonna allow you to travel alone. You have to see your parent. Where are your parents?
And then they see your
they see my
passport and they
passport
see
and I was
you're
like,
18.
hey, are you sure you're 18? Are you sure this passport was not given you to me?
Wow.
And like, okay, I know where I'm going. Then I go to China, and in China, speaking Chinese, we can use X for S.
Mm.
And I was going to a city that is called S, and I used the word X, and it's the same name.
Wow.
So I flew from one city to another.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh my goodness, a city that is like 4 hours away from where I was going
And you're supposed to report in school.
in school.
So
And
how did you rectify it?
I got there, I landed, I got there, and then they said, this is not where you're going. And I don't have any cash on me. I didn't
At
have,
18.
At 8, I didn't have any cash on me. And it was winter, And I thought I bought the best jacket from Ghana. And it was just something like this.
look, when I hear you speak,
Yeah.
the stories are so similar.
Wow.
Me too, when I wanted to leave the country, my father did everything in his power to stop me. He didn't stop me. And me too, when I was flying from Nigeria, Lagos, to East Berlin, I thought I had bought the best jacket. In fact, it was so hard, I put it on my hand. And so we arrived there. I threw the jacket on. This was April in East Berlin. I exited the plane and I go, whoop. I had to go back in the plane and zip up everything. And it still wasn't enough.
Wow.
So and I was 20, at the time, I think 84, must have been 25 at the time.
Wow.
18 in the wrong city.
Oh my goodness.
In China.
In China.
With the wrong jacket on.
You don't speak
no
the language.
You don't speak the language. How is this man alive?
You don't speak the language.
So what happened?
So I started like trying to talk to them. I don't know what I was saying, but I was just trying to tell them that I'm lost. So I called the school to talk to them, to tell them that this is not where I'm going. And then the school talked to them and said, how are you going to come? I don't have money. And the school said they're going to pay for the ticket for me to come. When I come, then I pay. So that's when I managed to get from that city to my main city. And when I got to my city, like blood coming out from my nose because I've been in the cold for so long. And that was how my whole story in China started. Firstly, because I realized I don't speak the language, so I have to learn the language. So it took me like 3 months, intensive, because I was not going to school.
So you speak the language very well?
Very well. Like
really?
If you hear me speaking Chinese.
Speaking the language is one thing.
Yeah.
But writing it, how does it make sense? You put things here and it's supposed to mean something?
Yeah, exactly. Because they start teaching you how to write the strokes because everything is like a stroke. Mm-hmm. So we start writing a stroke from there. So the Chinese characters that you see, it's like 4 strokes or 5 strokes joining together to become one word.
Okay.
It's like strokes.
A stroke is
like,
a letter.
A stroke is like a letter. Yeah, so like this one, you go there, we have one that goes like this. And you just see the character, you know that, okay, this character is full of what? 5 strokes. So you just put this one and then that's it. You put it together.
I haven't been to China before.
Yeah.
But I heard when you go to a restaurant, there are snakes and they...
But that's what people say. People who have never been there. I'm not saying Chinese people don't eat snakes, but not everywhere. It's just like a small group of people. Like let's say when you come to Ghana, we have the Fantis. They eat this particular type of food. So like people even say Chinese people eat frogs and all that. It's not. I'm not saying it's not true, but not everyone. It's just like
the whole of China.
No, it's just like a small group of people.
Really?
A small group
that's
of
the
people.
reason I don't want to go to China. I don't want to walk into a restaurant and I see snakes in a cage somewhere.
No. It's just and you can only find that even in the southern part of China.
Oh, really?
It's just a small place. Like I went to China, I lived in China for 6 years. I never saw like people eating snakes or eating frogs or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now that changes. So now, how then you started you learned the language.
Yeah.
And you got a degree.
Yeah.
What did you get a degree in?
Aeronautics.
Aeronautics.
Yeah.
So you know how planes fly.
Yeah, I know how planes
Hey.
fly. Like I actually did the, how do you call it, the design. Like we were designing the aircraft wings. That's what I started working on. But later along the line, I just felt like, you know what, I don't belong here. I just feel like doing something that impact the world. I mean, designing of planes, people are already doing it.
Yeah.
So I had
So
to.
then, how did you get into? How do you transition from planes, aeronautics, into videos?
So when I was in school doing aeronautics, at the same time I was making videos, but it was just a campus experience, like me
Fun.
living in China, just sharing my experience, my daily experiences in China to people. So from there, my father was kind of mad, like, I don't want to see my son doing this kind of things, you know, how can you be in China and be joking? And most of my videos were with women, you know, where
See, the truth is finally coming out. The truth has ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, the truth, the real reason why Wode does his video is because of
women. No.
Is your girlfriend listening to this? Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend right
And
now.
she's listening to this.
Definitely.
She will. She lives in Ghana.
No, she lives in Kenya.
She lives in Kenya.
Yeah.
And she's Kenyan.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a Fanta guy dating a Kenyan guy.
Yeah, right now.
A Kenyan girl.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. We'll come back and we'll get into how you met and all that stuff. Because and what's her name, by the way?
Oh, her name Trudy.
Trudy.
Yeah.
Trudy. You know, I don't know if you knew that secret, that the reason, the whole reason why you started all this video is because of women. But, you know, we all done that when we're at that age. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Diaspora Weekly. Hello and welcome back to Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah. You're on Diaspora Network Television, and we're having a nice conversation with Wode.
Yeah.
Wode, what's your real name? That's your YouTube name.
That's my YouTube name.
What's your real name?
Kobena Akon.
Kobena Akon.
Yeah.
Okay. So where did Wode come from?
Wode in China, when I was living in the northern part of China, and the word Ayamaya. It means, literally means, oh my God. But where I was living, they don't believe that God exists. So Maya is just like mom. So instead of like, oh my God, we say Aya Maya. So you can say Aya Wode Maya. Word means like my. So Aya Wode Maya means, oh my mom. Or instead of like literally, oh my God. So like starting the whole YouTube, my dad was, like I said, my dad was against the YouTube whole thing. But my mom would be on the phone telling me that, you know what, just slow it down. But I like what you do, but just slow it down. So my mom was just giving me the feedback and trying to convince my dad and all that until my dad agreed. So when my dad agreed, I changed my whole YouTube name. My YouTube name was not Wode. The YouTube name was my own name. Then I changed. I was living in China. Wode is a catchy phrase, which literally means my mom. So my YouTube channel name is just...
So are you closer to your mom than your dad? Or?
Very, very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Okay. Is it because your dad was mostly against what you wanted to do?
No, you know, like the boys in the family are always connected to the mom more than...
Well, that's the natural connection.
Yes, but you know, my mom has been a backbone of everything that I do. So literally, I connect more with my mom than my dad.
We think you are an example to the youth.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself an example to the youth?
Right now, I would say yes, because I've seen the number of people that I've inspired, the number of people who actually, some of them say, we want to be like you, but I always tell you that, no, you can't be like me. You can't even be better than me. Because when I started this, even myself, I never thought I'm going to be this far. But with positivity and the mindset of me knowing that I need to succeed, that's what brought me this far. So I keep on sharing my experiences to people. You can also do it to stop the short way of becoming rich. Because when I was based in China, a lot of people were doing this fraud and all that. I lived in China for 4 years. I paid for my fees from first year to final year. My dad paid my fees for just the first semester. The rest till I graduated, I paid for everything.
How did you make it?
Good. So living in China, everybody like who lives in China knows that you can teach English to make money. So teaching English is not like a professional job in China. You can literally teach English to kids who are trying to learn basic English. So if you know basic English, hello, how are you? That's it. You can make money in China. So I was teaching English whilst I was going to school. Also, at some point in time, I was a very good mathematician. So I did calculus. My calculus is really strong. So I was teaching Chinese student in my university, and that money alone can pay for my
time out.
Yeah,
we know the Chinese can be very good in math.
Yeah.
And you left Ghana, not with a university degree,
no,
with a high school degree, and you went to China, and you're teaching Chinese people calculus.
Exactly.
Okay, let me run that by me again. You went from Africa, without a college degree,
no,
went to China,
Yep.
and you're teaching Chinese people calculus.
I was teaching calculus to pilot students.
Pilot students
They
at
wanted
what
to,
level?
like, so I'll say it's level 200.
Really?
Level 200, where they wanted to be pilots. So you have to study for 2 years, and then you.
He was inhibiting you. Do you see a parallel between you and your father's relationship and the relationship that currently exists between young people in Africa and the leadership?
I would say that when you're growing up in an African home, our parents always want to dictate for us, and which I believe that education system needs to be changed, because like the kid that is growing up has something that in him that he feels like I can achieve this, but our parents want us to be doctors, medical doctors, engineers, and all that. So in my father's mind, I have to finish school and become an aircraft engineer. But when I was in school, I realized that, you know what, I have the brain to learn this, but I feel like I can do this better than what I really want to achieve. You know what, so I'm just going to do this just for my father. I was just in school studying because my dad wants me to be that.
Fine, I get that. But do you see the leadership in Africa? When I talk about leadership, I'm talking about DC, MPs, mayors, regional ministers, presidents, and everything. How do you think, as a young man who has really been able to do something for yourself in such a short period of time, what word do you have to say to them, the political leadership?
I would say that they should think about the people. Like this is just coming straight from the heart. They should think about the people more than themselves.
How do they do that?
No, because it's, you see, we all know if that MP in my neighborhood who was looking for the chance to to represent us in the parliament, we know that he has a one-room house, or he has two-bedroom house, and then when he comes to power, within 2 years, he builds a mansion. How much are they paying you for you to build that big house in the neighborhood? Because I've seen it myself. So that's what I'm saying, that it's about time these people think about
But they're not
us.
going to change on them own. So what
Yes,
what do young
so
people
that is
do?
what I'm telling the young Africans, that it's time. It's our time. If we don't start fighting for what belongs to us, it will be like a transfer. And I believe that like the mindset that those of us who travel abroad and come back is different from the people that are in here, because when you talk to them, they don't get it. Like,
what do you tell them that they don't get?
enough,
Give me example.
enough of the partisan politics in Africa.
Okay.
Enough is enough. My father was an NDC guy. Now I have to grow up to become an NDC guy. Even though I know that that MPP guy qualifies than that NDC guy that I'm supporting. But I'm not going to support him because he's not from my party. And this is how I think that the young Africans need to change this kind of mentality, to look for people who actually qualifies for the job than the people that they started supporting from childhood days, that they know that this guy is not qualified, but because he's supporting that party, I need to vote for him. So basically, I always tell young Africans, even if we have chance to take in what belongs to us, enough, it's time for us to go there and let the old people rest. They can be behind us and guide us.
But if you have the point, let's say if the government was if the government called a town hall meeting, for example, a dialogue between young people and their leadership, right? Well, if you go there and you speak like that, they will say, "When you inside here, you're rude."
That is how they train us in order for us not to stand up against what they do. So when you come in here, so many people are quiet. So many people have put, like, I don't want to use the word slavery, but I would say that whatever that is going on right now,
we're timid
in our African country. It's just like another slavery.
Okay, so I think what you're describing is timidity. You
Exactly.
just want to be quiet.
Look at what they are doing.
But you see, I will say this: if you had a choice between to choose between two women,
Okay.
to date or to marry,
Okay.
one of them is outspoken. She speaks her mind. If you say something she doesn't agree, she will let you know. The other one is like, oh, agree and everything. Which one would you choose?
I would choose the one, the outspoken one.
You choose the outspoken. Do you know how many African men would choose the other one?
Yeah, because
Oh, Nehunjo. Yes.
and that is the system that we need to change.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, from what I've learned so far during my journeys in Africa, even if you go to certain African countries, you identify a problem and you talk about it, the people living in the country will come and attack you.
Yeah.
That's an African problem.
Because you're painting them in a bad light.
But that is the truth.
Have you watched the movie Coming to America with Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy, but I was very young when I watched that movie.
He was presented with one girl earlier. He asked her, "Do you like music?" She said, "Yes." What kind of music like? She said, "Whatever kind of music you like." It's like everything.
Exactly.
You know, how do you even? Quite frankly, this is an African thing that I don't understand. A woman who does that, to me, is not even attractive. But at the end of the day, our culture says that you should go for the woman who's calm and quiet and will not give you any problems. So maybe that's what has permeated into the relationship between young people and our leadership.
And that is why the continent is still this way.
Okay.
And if we really want to change the face of the continent, or we really want to change the way the world see the continent, it has to start from us, the young Africans. It's time for us to wake up. Most of us are sleeping, and we are comfortable with the life that we're living right now.
So you've been out there.
Exactly.
You're outspoken.
Exactly.
You've done enough for yourself.
Exactly.
You're 24.
Yeah.
If you get to the minimum wage, the minimum age where you qualify to run for office, and you try to run for local council or district assembly and everything, what are people your age going to tell you? People
my age right now?
Yeah. If you want to run for political office, what would they tell you?
I believe that most of them will tell me that I think people will support.
Yeah.
I believe that people will support, especially a young guy like me.
And if you're running against someone like me who's much older, what do you think they'll say?
I don't respect.
Yeah,
like there's no respect.
Oh, wait for your time.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
this
not,
man is experienced.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. But I think the reason why I'm spending time on this is this. I truly believe in young people in Africa. But I think we're not grabbing it. We're not challenging the old. You see what I'm saying?
It's because of our culture. Our culture has a role to play. And that's what I'm saying, that the diaspora coming back have a different mindset than the people that were living on the continent that never got a chance to, go anywhere.
And you see, okay, this is a conversation.
And I understand, it's okay.
When I was living under my father's roof, I told him, after asking him so many times to teach me how to drive the car, and he wouldn't. One day, I said, I'm not washing it anymore if you don't teach me. And guess what? Eventually, one day, he gave me the key. He didn't teach me. He gave me the key, and I drove the car. My older brother was there. He didn't give him the key. You see what I'm saying? I think we have an adage that says, right? Young people are not complaining about the kind of haircut they are getting.
You know,
And that's why they always end up with a bad haircut.
that's what I'm saying. It's the way we grew up. We're not meant to speak against
That's
it.
the diagnosis. So what are
exactly.
we going to do? I'm putting you on a spot because you've been there. You've
Exactly.
done a lot for yourself.
Exactly.
What should young people do to overcome this culture?
Me, like I said, it's time for us to wake up. Wake up. It's not about violence or anything, but you know, even in Ghana, it's in the law to protest.
Okay.
We can come together and say this law or this thing is not good. We have to protest against it. But now this is a situation that partisan politics have divided all of us.
Okay.
You understand? So bringing people together to fight for a common goal is not even working because he support that party. It's this government that is in power.
Okay.
But his government is doing something that is not good. I'm not, I don't want to let the young people, I mean, the way party has divided us, you go to Facebook here and go and see any post about maybe MPP, NDC. They'll be fighting each other in the comment section. How do you convince these people that are fighting each other against because of political party to tell them
so
let's fight for this common goal?
Some will say that in developed countries there's still partisan politics.
Exactly.
But they're able to rise beyond it.
Exactly.
Before we go on the next segment, which we have a few minutes to go on a break, I want to talk to you about leadership because you've been around Africa a lot. Tell me about what your own personal impression of leadership in Africa. I mean, leadership at the highest level. What's your impression?
My impression when it comes to leadership in Africa, I don't, like, I might, if I should be honest, maybe people might say that I'm disrespecting people, but
as long as you use decent, non-insulting language, but you speak your mind. Because you are, we're saying that young people should learn to speak their mind. You have the opportunity now. What do you think about leadership in Africa?
We still have a long way to go
when
it comes to leadership in Africa.
Okay.
Because there's so many things that are going on, like, it's not right.
Okay.
Because I've been to countries, let's say, I lived all my life in Asia. So let's say, like, going to countries in Asia, seeing what's going on. And a country like Ghana will go to China to borrow money to come and build a particular, maybe a house or maybe an, how do you call it, like a road, and you have to borrow from Japan. You don't think there's something wrong with our leadership? We don't have, like I was saying, we don't have leaders. We don't have leaders on this continent. Just let me be honest. I don't want to, like, disrespect because leaders are like servants.
Leaders in Africa.
If no, I mean, if you're a leader, you have to serve the people. You're like servant to us. But when it comes to Africa, it's swapped.
Okay.
That's the honest truth.
Okay.
Like, our leaders are not our servant. They are the other way around.
They are lords.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if we have leaders that serves us, we are able to speak our mind. We are able to, like, do this for us. I mean, you serve me. I need water. You have to give me water. And the thing that makes me so sad is, like, a whole country president commission a road and say that I've built a road, I've built a school. These are basic necessities that everyone who pays tax needs to enjoy. But this is the situation that when it comes to Africa, he will build a public toilet and then go and call people to commission a public toilet. There is something wrong with our leadership in Africa. And this is something that I just want young Africans to see and say that, no, enough of this. But this is the time that, okay, let's organize something. Let's protest against what is happening. It's not like violence. Black Lives Matters. And let me just bring this in. The main reason why Black Americans are crying, Black Lives Matter, is because African lives doesn't matter right now. Our homes are not strong. If you think Africa is way too strong right now, Black Americans or maybe people in the diaspora will cry, Black Lives Matter. I have a home. I have a home in here. So if something is wrong, they will definitely come in here. So if you tell me that we have leadership, I'm so sorry. I love African leaders. I mean, I know what you guys are doing. You're trying your best. But please, if you're a leader, know that you are a servant, not the Lord. You understand? So this, for me, I'll say that.
So if a guy goes into public office, like you said,
Exactly.
with 2-bedroom shack somewhere,
Yeah.
and the moment he gets into office, he's driving a Rolls Royce.
Definitely, there's something wrong.
Why are we not asking questions?
And we are quiet. Let me tell you something. I went to Liberia. Okay. The new president of Liberia.
George Weah.
George Weah. So when I went to Liberia, I was doing a video in the country. The videos that I do, I try to show the positive image of every country that I go to. So I was looking for nice places and all that. Then they took me to a place. When they took me there, it's like a coastal line, and someone is building a mansion. It's like, wow, I need to put this on camera. And they're like, no, it's for the president. I was like, for how long? He was a footballer, a successful footballer. Can you show me the house that he used to live in before that?
Well, I mean, in his case, he played football.
No.
Football is actually a way to go from rags to riches.
Yes, but they went to show me the house that he was living in before he became president.
Ah, okay.
Oh my goodness. If you're a successful footballer and you couldn't build this house, but right now you became a politician or a president and you're building this house.
And it wasn't the presidential mansion, it was his
own house.
Okay, all right.
Which means there is something wrong.
Okay, all right.
But we can't say anything right now.
Very good. Okay, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, the final segment, we're going to talk about your videos and your travels around
Africa. Thank you.
This is Diaspora Weekly. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Would you buy?
Welcome back. This is Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah, and we're joined by Wode Maya. Wode, your videos are like the hardest thing on YouTube. When I look at your numbers, I'm like, geez, how long would it take for me to get these numbers? You put videos and people just love them. Why do you think that is?
I feel like it's the brand.
Okay.
The way I grew up the brand, because I brought people together. It takes a lot of like hard work, because like I said, to get all these numbers, it had to take me like 5 years to get these numbers. So it's constant hard work and also consistency. And I feel like that was what brought the numbers, because I never imagined,
so you were eating in a gutter in Rwanda.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you really eating?
I was eating in the gutter.
And you were sitting in a gutter eating?
Exactly. So basically, I don't plan my videos. And I don't do research before I go to a particular country, because I want everything to be like first impression. So when I went to Rwanda for the first time, I was blown away. Like, I was asking myself, is this Africa? Because I never knew that there's an African country that you can walk through the entire country without seeing a rubber on the floor. I was amazed, like, is this Africa? So I went.
And you said there are no street hawkers.
There's no street hawkers in Rwanda.
What will happen if I try to sell? Because see, our street hawking, I can leave from work, and if I need toilet paper, if I need, by the time I get home, I finish shopping, I don't have to get out of my car. What's wrong with that?
Nothing like that exists in Rwanda. It's like a crime if you do that.
Really?
It's a crime.
Wow.
So people obey it. Like, the law actually works in Rwanda.
Okay.
And corruption is, I don't say corruption don't exist, but it's very low.
Very minimal.
Very, very low.
How do you get arrested so many times? I mean, what is it like to be arrested in a different country?
Yeah. So,
but I mean, we can talk about
no,
it.
We can talk about it.
It's not criminal.
It's
right?
not. Yeah. So getting arrested, you know, even if I go to a country and I don't get arrested, people are like, "Oh, wow."
Really?
Wow, what happened to you this time? Really? You're not arrested this time? Because when you travel to different countries, we'll be filming, like, we're using cameras, and I don't do that type of vlogging where you go to the forest or maybe you want to see animals and all that. No, because these are what the white people have been showing. So if people living out of Africa, they think that Africa is full of animals. And my type of videos is trying to show that we also have cities. So I normally walk in the cities,
So that's a
taking
good
my
thing.
shot.
Why would they arrest you?
Exactly. And I've been arrested like almost like so many times. In some countries, like they said I'm a terrorist. Like in Zambia.
Just because you're filming?
Because I was filming in Nigeria. I was just on my laptop in the car editing, because I used to edit my videos by myself. So after shooting, I sit in the car to edit the videos before I get home, and I continue. I was just in the car and they said, "Oh yeah, Yahoo boy, I got arrested in Nigeria." Yahoo boy is like those people who do internet scamming. So that's how I got arrested in Nigeria. Which country again? South Africa. South Africa. It was one of the worst arrests ever. It was like an armed robber where so many cars are following, police cars are following you. Literally, I was in a hotel. I met a Chinese friend that I used to be in China with, and she is now based in South Africa. So we had a meeting, and then I was going, and then I called the Uber, and the girl left. That's it. They called the police on me. I'm using the West African accent. They arrested me just because I have a West African accent. So what I did was I already have a message from the tourism board. So they came, they arrested me. Where are the drugs? Where are this thing? They took my phone. They seized everything that I have. They seized it.
Is it because of your lifestyle or what?
And the thing is, like, I
don't live flashy.
I don't live flashy, because these are the kind of mentality that Africans have. Like I don't even understand. Like in South Africa, where are the drugs? Like they arrested me.
But they don't maltreat you though.
Oh, sometimes.
They beat you?
South Africa, I was. Like South Africa, the only thing that saved me was the message that I got from the tourism board. And now they got to know that this guy is a celebrity or something, and now they were scared. Like, please don't report us to anyone, please. And I was
after
like,
you beat me,
I was like, these guys. So, like traveling in Africa, I would say that when I was traveling in Asia, I had so much freedom than traveling in my own continent. Uganda, I was deported because I was holding a camera.
And Kenya too?
In Kenya, I was arrested because I was holding a camera.
But if a white guy comes,
they don't
a
do
Chinese
that.
guy doing the same thing that you're doing on the continent, he doesn't get arrested.
That's self-hate. It's too much on the continent. You have no idea. Like sometimes I feel like giving up, but when I see the messages, the comment from the people, these are the things that keeps me moving. Like traveling for the first time, you get into a country, trying to promote the country, and you get arrested
for promoting
the country.
Okay, so when they arrest you, a typical conversation that goes on?
So basically, first time I got arrested was Kenya, and they thought I was a tourist. Like that was how they got. They said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Ghana." "Where is your passport?" I said, "My passport is in my hotel." And they said, "Why would you leave your passport?" And even when I was coming to the country, I didn't even need visa to enter. So why would I be walking around with my passport? So like because I was not having my passport, they said I'm a Nigerian, claiming that I'm a Ghanaian, because they said Nigerians have been doing so many things in there. But the main reason why they arrested me was the camera that I was having. They said they had a terrorist attack. What was it called? There's a group of people.
But terrorists are mostly
they will hide to do whatever they want to do. And then what actually saved me was my Chinese resident permit. How can a Chinese resident permit save me in Africa? If you tell people, they'll be like, "Are you sure what he's saying?" I was like, "Yeah." And then there's a time that people never believed my story until I met a UN ambassador in in Uganda when I was being harassed at the airport because of my camera. And the ambassador got there and said, "Do you guys know this guy? Why are you treating like..." The man watched my videos since China to my whole trip. And I was like, "You guys want to put yourself into trouble." They said they don't care. They took him to the CID guy who was supposed to interrogate me and all that. The guy got me open. It was in a dark room. They took me there. I was there waiting for the person to come and interrogate me and all that. In Africa, bro. And then they switch on the light. The man saw my face. It's like, "What am I?" what are you doing in my office? And this is the second time something like this has happened to me. One was in Uganda and one was in Zambia. So in Uganda, I know that if it was not that guy, I don't know where I will end up. You understand?
Do you get disappointed if you don't get arrested in a country? Because it seems like it has become so normal. If you get into a country, you would have been arrested.
It's just like something that I'm used to it right now. I remember when I was going to Mozambique, that was my last country. When I was going to Mozambique from Swaziland to Mozambique, I got there. The Kenyans need visa to enter Mozambique. As a Ghanaian, it's visa free for me. Can you imagine? When I got there, they said it's visa free for the Kenyans, but for me, I need to go back to Accra or I need to go back to Swaziland before I enter the country. So I need to get a visa. And I was like, what are you telling me? I opened the internet, checked everything. Everything is visa free, bro. Give me my visa. Let me enter the country. I stayed there for like an hour. And they told me, if you don't want to go back, you can sleep here. And then one of the immigration officers came and said that, you know what? Are you Nigerian? I said, I'm not Nigerian. You're from West Africa? I said, I'm from West Africa. I was like, that is why our immigration officer have something to do with West Africans. He doesn't like them. So please, we have another border, which is like 2 hours away from here. And can you imagine? It was 6 p.m. And we came with the tourism board. They already left. So now I have to find a way to get to that. And we had to beg somebody to put us behind his trunk, like a car. The woman was going to another side, so we had to be in the trunk, like behind. I have a video on it. Like we just be behind the car, and then she took us to another border.
So what does this say about we Africans?
We don't like each other. We hate ourselves. That's the truth, because I know a situation where you build with a Chinese person. Because I speak Chinese, so most of the time when I travel, I get Chinese people living in so many countries. You go with them, they will be going free. And then you as an African...
Within Africa?
Within Africa.
It's not only Zambia?
No, within Africa. Like, because every country that I go to, I'll definitely know one Chinese person there. Because I was actually doing shows when I was in China, on Chinese TVs, in Chinese, so I know more people, you know. So whenever I come back here, maybe once a time I meet one Chinese friend and all that. You'll go somewhere with a Chinese person, that Chinese person will go scot-free, and you as a black man in your own continent, you will face the trouble than the Chinese man. And it's so sad.
Okay. I mean, the more you speak, the more angry I get. Where do you see Africa going? Are we going in the right direction or are we going in the wrong direction?
I feel like we're still colonized. We still have that colonial mentality, the division of countries, like we're divided. Like look at United States, they have different states, but they still come back. They still form United States of America, and this is how Africa needs to be.
Do you think we can ever form United States of Africa?
I mean, I wish, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Why? Because
the self-hate, you have no idea. Like when you go into the country, that's when you see that the self-hate in Africa is way too much. Like somebody will see you, you're from Ghana or you're from Nigeria, I don't want to get close to you.
Why?
Because of the country you're coming from. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening on the continent. Like, there's so many places that we went to. Which country?
What if you wanted to go make a presentation to the African Union about this?
This is what...
Because when they meet in Addis Ababa, they're fellow leaders. Oh, hey, how are you doing?
Exactly.
But meanwhile, within their countries, people hate each other.
And this is what I've been working on. I really want to speak my mind, because right now, I would say that I represent a lot of Africans right now. So I'm actually looking forward to get the chance to tell them why they should even disintegrate the whole African Union, because it's not functioning. Like, how can I get deported in Zambia because I've overstayed for 1 day? It's sad.
Would a Chinese man in Zambia be deported for
even me overstaying in China for 1 day, they will tell me, yo, go and extend your visa. Maybe you have to pay for the day. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. But in Africa, go back to your country. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Go back to your country.
This is really new to me because I know I haven't been to as many African countries as
Yeah.
you have been. I've just driven through Togo, Benin to Nigeria. That's it. I don't know any other African country. But it seems strange to me that if I go to Senegal, I'll feel like I've gone home. I mean, why should that be the...
This is how it's supposed to be. Like going to every African country, you should see yourself that you're not different from them. You're not, because some of the countries when you go, some people might start even speaking their languages with you, without knowing that
Yeah.
you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
Until you open your mouth and they will know that, oh, you're not from here. Where are you from? And that kind of thing. This is how it's supposed to be.
So when people dislike West Africans, is it because of... Are they picking on Nigerians or Ghanaians or...
We all come together, like, you know, Ghana and Nigeria are like brothers. So if Nigeria does something, it affects Ghana. If Ghana does something, it affects Nigerians. Like, my West African passport has given me so many troubles traveling in Africa. So, like, when I got to the border, South Africa, when I landed in South Africa, the first day I landed, I gave them my passport. They said, step aside. The people that I paid their flight ticket to get to South Africa, those are my crew, they got a chance to enter.
And they were from where?
Kenya. Okay, they entered. But me, that, oh
Did
my
they
God.
not tell them that you are their boss and that you paid for their trip?
The return tickets, everything, I have it. It's on my phone. But I didn't even ask them that, hey, where is your return tickets? Where are you staying? Go.
Oh.
Everything is on my phone.
Their return tickets are on your phone, not on their phone.
Their return ticket, where they're going to sleep, everything is on my phone. So I had to go first so that I'll be able to tell them that these people
And they
are...
asked you to step aside.
And they told me, passport, check, West Africa, step aside.
And then they had the Kenyan
And the
people.
Kenyans and the two Kenyans, they stepped in. And it took me like 30 minutes. And then this guy, I got mad and I just went to him. If you don't want me to enter the country, tell me to go back home. I'm not coming to mine gold in here. Check because that passport I was using is even new. I have 2 passports that is already full. That I showed him, and then he's like, I don't trust West Africans. In front of my face.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. In front of my face. And I was like, you know what?
Wow.
I'm just gonna go and get out. That's it.
All right. Wode, you've been awesome. I love the fact that you're projecting Africa positively, but it's almost like, you know, people don't get mad at me, but I'm going to mention Jesus Christ's name. Jesus Christ came to save us, and yet we crucified him, okay? I'm not equating you to Jesus, but I don't stretch your imagination, but it sounds to me that for someone who buys his own camera, pays for crew to go from one African country to another to promote those countries, the kind of troubles that you go through, the arrest and everything, it really speaks to the type of people that we Africans are, which is that we don't respect our own.
That's it.
When are we ever going to get it that our own is good enough? But when a white man comes, when a Chinese man comes, we salute them, we open the door for him. But when our brother comes here, not to steal like others come in to steal, he's coming to project your country in a good light to the world. So that a doctor from United States can say, look, if you've traveled to these, because of you, I want to come to Africa.
Exactly.
Is this the type of person that we want to arrest and harass? Africans, sit up. This has been Diaspora Weekly, and my name has been Jermaine Nkrumah, and man, I am inspired by you. I wish I had done a quarter of what you've done at your age.
Thank you.
And so I really want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Very good. Diaspora Weekly with Amaya.